BTD6 Legends is already in a fairly solid spot after several balance changes, but what if we made it even better? Introducing the Rogue Remix mod made by Doom Bubbles, an alternate take on the Rogue Legends mode that makes improvements on the current state of Legends, as well as introducing a ton of new features. So, as you see, 20 artifacts buffed, 30 artifacts added, and additionally, to keep things interesting, we have a max amount of artifacts we can carry at one time. No more pop-ups for boosts in-game, instead they're outside of games, and several features that I'll get more into once we start playing. So kind of think of this mod as like a giant patch for the game. Now personally, I think 10 artifacts max is pretty limiting, so instead, for this run, I'm gonna set it to 15 in the mod settings. So let's get into it with a new campaign. We're gonna do Chimps mode, and we're gonna pick Churchill with this set of monkeys and starting artifacts. These aren't changed in this mod. So as you see, Churchill's default artifact is that you get one extra choice when picking a boost artifact or a new monkey. And I figured since this mod already added a crap ton of new artifacts, then the perma artifacts I'm gonna select are gonna be 3 new ones. As you see, just from this menu here, there is a lot to discover. I bet this is gonna be more than what NK adds in like the next several updates. That aside, I'll just explain the 3 that I've currently picked. So this Blade one, Blade Lord Common, makes Blade Shooters permanently orbit 3 of their projectiles and damage balloons every half second. So think of it as, well, a Glaive Lord, but for the Blade Shitter. And then Pirate Cove Common, for the Buccaneers, grants cam protection to all towers within the Monkey Buccaneers range, with the Crow's Nest upgrade. So I'd say good paired with stuff that doesn't have decamo, like my towers. And lastly, Precision Munition affects bomb shooters. Now they have global range, and they also instantly explode at the target's location. Now I presume that means you can target like a location for the bomb shooter, but I guess we'll see once we get right into it. And let's start and load up. What map do we get to start off here? Okay, this is the second longest map in the game. And so as such, I'll probably take the quickest path to the exit, because I think I've played Rogue enough times to challenge myself by, well, not picking up the most amount of things possible, and rather beelining for the end of the stage. Plus, with the artifact limit, you can only carry so much, or you can only get so much from chests. Anyway, let's always take a look and see what we should recruit here. Anything good? I see tack shooters, so I suppose I could double dip in the Blade Lord, because right now my current monkey is the bottom path tack, so it'd be an ugly 032. Don't think I want that, right? Yeah. Let's pick it up instead, the 200. Because remember, again, with limited artifacts, now we shouldn't be a jack of all trades. We should specialize in whatever artifacts we have. So for starters, let's take a look at how our Blade Shooter, or rather Blade looks like. Well, it's kind of exactly what you expect. Ladies and gents, we have got Glaive Lord at home. The Blades also acting the exact same as Glaive Lord in the sense that they spin faster when a balloon's in range. Like, watch here when the round ends, they're back to slow speed, but speed up the moment they see a balloon in the range. Pretty epic, NGL. Now let's test the bomb shooter. So with global range, it doesn't look like I can target. Oh, I see. It's no longer a projectile. That makes more sense. With his artifacts, it's kind of like a sniper in that you can't really see the excitingness of it. Pretty good artifact, not gonna lie. Like, even just the common, having full map range is pretty nasty. And also, let's test with the Buccaneer. As you see, this now has a Crow's Nest icon to indicate that it's got cam protection from the boat here. Of course, stage 1 is gonna be, or the first counter is gonna be piece cake. What I like about this is the fact that, like, the biggest thing is really no in-game boosts to block the way. That was something that was really annoying, just playing in general. Every 3 rounds, having to be active and watching to select the boost. It's quite the hassle if, like, you are just cruising along and you're not in any difficulty of dying whatsoever. Once again, if we drop all this down, we should have a free win. Now, I will say the only downside of this change is it does remove a little bit of the depth of, like, within tiles. Personally, I kind of liked the aspect of being able to, I guess, get temporary boosts. Now, I'll admit, it wasn't perfect in doing its job of making every encounter feel different because you could choose temp boosts, but it added a little bit of variety that I liked, especially for picking monkeys. Anyway, that aside, let's open the shop. See what we could spend with our 3 tokens. Well, we can use all our tokens on a reroll. This basically just rerolls everything that is in the shop here, and as you see, a lot of new things. But remember, the tempos in-game have been moved to perma, which I guess this counts as a part of the 15 artifacts, right? Like the max cap, that's rough then, because I don't know if I'd want to just pick straight stat buffs over interesting new artifacts. That being said, I don't have enough to exchange anyway. We got bad RNG in the shop being this early, because there's not really much to see there. Let's head on over to the mini boss, where our goal is 50 for legendary. I'll try to probably aim for the rare. Remember the goal of 35. Now, bomb shooter is going to be insane here, are they not? Global range bomb means I can put this anywhere, and it's guaranteed to hit. So we'll do a Mauler, because on paper, that sounds like it'll work, and yeah, there comes the 16, 17 damage per shot. It's 16. Looks like we're leaking to Bloon respawn, so how about a Sentry Engineer here, just to snipe that. And I think I'll just keep on waiting, or maybe I should try Blade Shitter. I don't think it's going to be very good, the Blade Lord, because it does 1 damage, right? If we're looking at the DPS here, yeah, it's not much better than the bomb. Well, it's worse than the bomb by a lot. Next bomb shooter. I think our strategy is going to be pretty one-dimensional here. I just got to make sure to not overload on the bombs, because Blooners will keep on spawning hard stuff. Like, remember, every 10 skulls, I think, also equals a giant glob of balloons. Kind of like when Blooners hits a skull in normal bossing. So what would I do for that? Probably an Ice Shards. Probably an Ice Shards. Should I get that set up? We got time, so I'll just keep on waiting. 5 Maulers. Hey, at this rate, it might be possible to get to 50, you never know. But let me just watch and see. What is the balloon spawns here? Okay, it looks like it's an occasional ceramic, which I think Churchill, level 10. Wow. He levels up fast. I didn't know Churchill was such a Giga Chad, but you rock. I wish I had something to buff him with. I guess we could use the level 10 ability. How much damage does it do at level 10? Well, significant enough to actually see a chunk go through, so that's pretty good. Is it worth going for Assassin over waiting 3 more kills for a Mauler? Let's try. A 750 damage nuke is definitely nothing to scoff at. I think it's worth it. Again, especially since we have excess cash. 35 is looking guaranteed at this rate. Guaranteed. Here's 30. Fortified ceramics. There's space, but just to be safe, we'll do the shards. But yeah, Churchill clears easily. Another one strong. And what can I say, guys? This artifact is absolutely disgusting. And no, it's also not worth buying heavy bombs for +1 damage before anybody says it. I wonder, instead of the Maulers, if I have Embryomid, isn't Embryomid Overdrive pretty good? The only issue is that it is expensive, but I'll try. I'll try. Sadly, we don't have an Overdrive Lord. That would be pretty funny to look at. So many leads wishing right now I had a Let's Gold. Sad. I think I should just get Ring of Fire. Yeah, I'm scared about all these balloon leaks. 420. And we should be good. Camos are spawning. Let's get a Crow's Nest. See if camo on all these bombs here. Just to be super safe. I know this decamos, but just being safe. And yeah, what the hell happened? I'm pretty sure this is part of the mod that makes it so that the hero levels are much faster, because there is no way in hell that Churchill is normally level 19 at this rate. That's crazy. This is good too, because level 20, you know what? I'm just gonna buy it. Level 20 does increase damage. Unfortunately, it wasted shots on not balloon area, so it wasn't that great. 43. Okay, we're making it. We're getting to 50. Turns out those custom artifacts are pretty strong. And, like, let me remind you, they were all commons. Balloon areas do be spawning a lot of Moabs, but should be able to handle it with the residual damage. 5 more assassin shots. Come on. 12k HP left to go. And there we go. We'll just leak the rest. And awesome. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I personally enjoy Stage 1 the most, if you're talking about any part of the Legends run, just because things are actually challenging, these minigames. Yes, even though the late game is also batshit crazy and insane with the amount of things you can do. Anyway, that aside, sadly we didn't get any new artifacts in the mod here. We also have a choice of 9 tokens, which is the same value as the shop as picking a legendary, so I'd rather just pick this and get a boost. I think I'll pick Slipped on the Peel here. I've never picked this before, but it's pretty interesting, as in the banana farm slows balloons by 30%. We basically got an Arctic win at home. Let's try it. Oh, it also appears I can't use a boat in this run, so I gotta decamo the zebras with at least a foam here. And we should be good now. Alright, a 30% difference may not be that easy to see, but if you take a look, you can definitely see a lead balloon, or any balloon, slow down a little bit in radius, but is that really 30%? It doesn't feel that great to me. Part of me thinks I probably shouldn't doubt the math and it is 30, but yeah. Probably not an artifact really worth keeping, rather a legendary. And now, what's this minigame over here? We got endurance race. Pop 100,000 balloons in 5 minutes to get a legendary. Alright, bet. We got some pretty good high pierce towers. So, a Churchill, of course. We'll make sure to get the boat here for camo protection. Make sure to get a Blade Lord as well. And, oh, the sprite looks kind of weird on this map. In a way, it kind of looks badass. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. I also only have 1 life, so I gotta be careful. This race is not quite the freebie as it may seem. Guess I'll just drop a bomb as well. I don't know. I'm just hoping the Blade Lord picks up the slack. I don't know how much pierce the spinning things have, but if it's like Glaive Lord, it should be a lot. And so I shouldn't be too worried. If I am, let's do another one over here. Also, for those who are familiar with races, yes, I know that Ice Shards is good to get. However, the blades can't hit lead popping. But maybe I'll just upgrade to Embrittle Man as soon as I can anyway. And Churchill does hit it. So fine, we'll try. 13 now. Oh my god, we're not even close to 100k, so we gotta pick up the slack soon. Sure, we'll send out the Moab. Oh, we also got a temporary boost. I guess these still exist in the race. Good to know. I'll up buff the Blade Shooter then. How is the Blade Lord doing? Pretty good, I'd say. There's Alk. I think we should just keep getting Blade Lords. When in doubt, just keep trusting the process. Assuming level 7 Churchill is also pretty goated. Oh, we got Discount Village here. And Jungle Drums, being the secondary buff to it. Primary Training should give these more range too, and I think we're good to keep on going. Yeah, we're now halfway through the race, and we're close to halfway through the goal. It only scales faster from here. Looking good. I think I'll do the banana farm now. Technically, it was better to get it earlier, but it's not too late. When you send a bunch of rounds out, it makes money pretty quickly. So if I did do it round 1, then it would have made like 3 times the money back by now. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know, the banana farm slows down mobs as well. So 30% slow in BFB is pretty gnarly. And I don't want to take chances, so once we hit the goal, which is now, there's 100k, we should stop sending. Alright, and we'll just fast forward through the end. I don't want to make the mistake I've made a few times before, and that is, you know, get too cocky and then lose before the time runs out to 0. We'll just let it drain naturally. And easy. Blade Lord for the win. Let's see if we can get a new artifact picked here. Ah, yes, we got 2 of them. So the more the merrier legendary. It has a tech symbol, so I think it might help. Towers that emit a spread of 2 or more projectiles per attack have doubled projectile count on every 3rd attack. Okay, so what's the DPS increase on that? So every 3 attacks, you get +1, so a 33% buff, I think. Which should work on attack shooters, because it does shoot 2 or more projectiles, 8 at minimum. Anyway, now you see me legendary. Grants camo and forks camo damage to all towers and heroes that cannot naturally attack camos before tier 5/level 20. So I don't have a list of all towers that can't naturally see camo before level 20, but I know for a fact that Bomb and Tack are one of them. So not gonna lie, that's pretty good, but I already have the Crow's Nest, remember, that gives camo. So instead, I'll pick the more the merrier. Sounds fun to me. And now let's open a chest for another artifact here. And remember this mod, you can upgrade an artifact too if you happen to run into it again. So that's cool. We can upgrade Blade Lord here. Sadly, it doesn't say what the rare is, but I know that it just does more damage. The other new one here is downsizing common. Towers cost 10% less and are 10% smaller. That's pretty good, isn't it? More space to fit stuff in. And I don't know if that applies to instant monkeys though. So because I'm unsure and it's better to focus in like several artifacts rather than a lot, we'll upgrade our Blade Lord and there's our rare. Let's check and see what it does. Yep, it basically just changes it to 0.4 seconds and also upgrades the tank shooter in party. So I'm trying to see if I could even see the double projectiles every third shot. I guess it might be easier to see with the blade shooter. But I think the issue is that if it is shooting twice, it's not, like, visibly visible. Why, yes, I am a master of words, but if you just look, 1, 2, 3, all shots look the exact same, so my guess is that it's likely just stacked on top of each other. But with that, of course, you're never gonna really see it. I can try maybe with a cannon, but I think it's gonna run into the same thing. Or not, no. I think you can visibly see that one shoot out way more grapes on that third shot. See the spread angle? So we know it's working. That's good. What we got in this chest here? Looks like one new artifact, True Armor Piercing. All monkey subs can pop leads and deal 2x damage to lead, ceram, and fortified. Includes CDTs. Adds a monkey sub, airburst to my party. Lead, ceram, and fortified makes it sound like the perfect artifact for against Dread Bloon, which we're not against, but I think I'll still pick it up because everything else here I know kind of blows. And an instant airburst is like not a bad insta at all, I would say. Now, I wonder if the double projectiles per attack applies to the airburst, because technically it splits into, well, 2 or more, but I think coming out of the dart is only 1 projectile, so my assumption is no. Campfire time. I think most likely I'm gonna enhance one of my artifacts. I have so many that I could upgrade to, so first things first, let's check the bomb tier 2. It looks like it's just 20% more pierce instead of like 10%, so it's just a small upgrade. I don't know if that's really worth it. Pyroco Common now gives 15 extra % pierce to all towers within the Monkey Buccaneer, alongside the camo. It also basically gives you the camo protection immediately, so that's pretty awesome. Armor Piercing Rare is now a 2.5x damage, but adds the triple guns from my party. Decisions. I think I'll probably upgrade the True Armor Piercing because the boss here is phase, meaning I guess I'm gonna be using subs. 203 Monkey Sub can hit phase at all times with her intel. So I think I'm better off getting a cheap 203 and working with that. Last encounter of the stage. Now I can't tell if this was changed because of the mod as well, but I swear to God my starting cash is so much higher than I should have, because it's currently round 16. I started with $10,000 for your FYI. I'm sorry, that's the last time I'll use that phrase, but yeah, I feel like maybe, like, I know stage 1 encounters are supposed to be easy, but by the 8th encounter, which is the 8th one here, it should start being pretty difficult, especially in the starting rounds. But I'm only now just realizing that I think I have way too much money to start off with, that the first round is pretty much a joke, and I can buy everything I need to defend. Like, from my memory, I remember starting an encounter on stage 30 and having, get this, $5,000 to work with. So double that on a stage half that amount definitely seems a little bit sus. Let's just make sure not to fast forward through all the way before actually winning. There we go. Pretty easy. And one more stop at the shop here. We have a lot of tokens to work with, so hopefully something good and maybe use some rerolls. If nothing good comes up, well, let's take a look. Definitely some things I haven't seen before. What's this monkey thing? Cash injection. Bro, I think I have enough starting cash as it is. How about this one? Explosive growth. All explosions are larger and have 10% increased piercing damage. I think that's good with my bomb strategy, right? What else do we have? We have this one, main character common. Heroes now count as primary military magic and support towers, but their attack range is reduced by 20%. Now, we lose the temporary boost, so this is actually not that good, unless we have artifacts that buff them, so we won't take that. Shinobi Studio is another new one. All ninjas provide a stack of Shinobi to each other, and Ninja Monkey instos have a shorter cooldown by 1. Interesting, but once again, I must specialize, so we are not going to pick that up. Instead, we're definitely picking up explosive growth, taking 6 tokens for that. I can also take some, like, pure buffs for the meantime, since I'm not even at max yet. I think I'll most likely take quickening here. Primary quickening, because we have attack and bomb. 17% faster attack reload. Hell yeah. Thank you for the purchase, Geraldo. Now we'll take on phase with that set. And right before we do jump into phase, let me just update you on what we currently have. That is 9 artifacts. Once again, one of which is a stat boost, so basically just 8 of these over here. What map is phase on? Ooh, one of the hardest beginner maps. But you know what they say, beginner is still beginner. Let's drop Churchill here. Oh, he doesn't have camo yet. I could spend 800 to get it immediately, but probably just do this instead, right? Wait, hang on. If this is like giving camo protection to other towers, then that still isn't super effective against phase. If it works like a camo village, then the non-camo towers have a half uptime. Oh, that's pretty rough. I still think it's worth getting. And I guess we'll just play. Let me hold on to the cash to see what I should spend the money on. Maybe just some general defense. Like, yeah. How about just a spinning blade shooter right here? Just to help out. Farm for the long haul. Wait, does this slow the boss down? I'm gonna drop it, but I'm not gonna be able to tell you if it did or not. Unless you guys can tell whether that's 30% slower. Either way, it's there for utility. And how are we feeling about the damage so far? Not very good, eh? Pretty slow. Now, I could go for overdrive / embrittlement, but the reason why I'm not doing that is because, as you see, it's a no selling, because Chimps mode rules. And phase jumps forward, so that would be a kind of dumb idea. Embrittlement up here would be useless within, like, a round. So right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to wait for the cooldown to come back for to spam AP darts, basically. I think since the bomb shader is global, I have no problems just putting this in strong and having it attack only half the time. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. Another 2-0-4 here. We got 31 more rounds to work with. I don't think in all of my runs of Legends, I've ever even gotten close to the round limit. Just keep on spam. No, the balloons are starting to actually overwhelm us. Maybe more blade shooter glaive lords. IDK. We can get our third one down now. Quickly. Oh, crap. Churchill. Level 3. That was a nasty Saran wave. I don't know what happened there. How is this then? Let's put... Hang on, let me just see how much phase jumps forward here. Okay, only to over there. You know what? Maybe in Burnham's fine. It's a lot of my money, but I'll do it anyway. Because here's what I'm thinking. It'll still be useful after its next jump forward. I don't think it'll jump forward enough to be out of range of the embrittlement. Oh crap, 1 skull left. How bad can that be? Well, it's pretty rough. Come on, Embrit. I thought you were better group PP than this. I might have to back out here. I'm not kidding. What the hell? I'm getting cooked here. We have the... Okay, nice. Nice. Ice is back to be bought. I just can't afford another... Yeah, I can't afford a Britomare right now. I'm $500 off. Well, hopefully just the ice shards is enough to hold the fort if balloons get that far. Come on. $10 more. Got it. Churchill, level 3 now. Jeez. It's been a while since a stage boss has been fairly difficult. Oh, crap, I'm dead. We gotta back out here. This round is basically the round 63 of Rogue. Saran Wave. Super fast. What else can I get down for reliability? I got nothing. I can't sell. I'm gonna be cooked. I'll try the Maul run first, maybe. Otherwise... Oh, yeah. Hang on. Get this for intel. That's so many balloons. I still can't take it. Is it over or what? Come on. I got intel here? Yeah, it's not even close. I don't have money. There's nothing I can build here that can defend. Nothing. That's about as close as I can get. You know what? We have 3 lives. I'll take the L on the first life. Okay, new plan. Let's put the towers in more strategic places. Strategic as in further back. So Churchill, because he's better at group cleanup. And the farm here to slow down the balloons. Now, one slight issue here this run. I think because Churchill's back here, his mob damage to phase was better than I thought, because we're only halfway through, and we're at the same round that I died to last time. So we're missing 15,000 damage compared to before. Regardless... Oh my god. That still leaks. On the bright side, I've kept $2,500 to work with. That's actually not a lot of money. Let's do this. really big bombs. Go, go, go. Does that knock back balloons? Yeah, that was pretty good, I would say. I just need to afford a missile launcher now. Remember, the placement does not matter at all. And, wow, big difference. If I just saved enough money last run, that wouldn't have been an issue. I think what this tells me so far this run is that I need way better boss damage. Because this is not cutting it. I also, as you see, instead of buying AP darts, I think this might be better. Because they're much cheaper instead of spending $33.75 on it. So 1/3 of the price if I'm patient enough to keep waiting. I think we'll also use More Barrage now, or do you think I should save it maybe for, like, the AI balloons coming out? Because they are, like, low-key scary. No, let's do it now. Because, remember, it's better to get the skull early, so that the balloons aren't so far forward. So there it is. This is as far as the balloons will ever spawn. So I think that's pretty decent. This is getting scary, real scary hours right now. I think just to keep my options open, I'll hold on to all 6k cash. I can get my Moat Barrage now, come on. Use it for the BFBs here. Maybe a Balloon Impact, let's try to see if that makes a difference here. Does that help? The stun. It definitely looks like it is. Come on. I'm gonna back out if that's gonna leak. But I think Balloon Impact holds. Oh my god, that's so scary. That yellow balloon. Flash, made my life flash more in my eyes, but nice. So this is what happens when you don't run OP Druids and Beast Handlers, eh? Well, despite the difficulty, that was pretty fun. And I want to ask you guys what you think of this mod so far. Once again, big shout out to Doom Bubbles, because I'm pretty sure it's all made by one guy. So considering that, I think great job. And I'm having a lot of fun so far. GG Stage 1. Let's just take a gander at what Stage 2 boss is. Ah, it's Red Balloon. Well, stay tuned if you want to see that. And let me know, of course, if you do want to see future stages with this rogue mod. If you haven't already, do make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. And check out these videos too, in the meantime, if you haven't.